In this video, we will learn about pagination. What is pagination? When we have a large amount of data, then we cannot show all the data on one page. So what we have to do, we divide all the data into separate pages. Show a small amount of that data on one page and the same small amount of the data on the other page, and so on. So if I click on this 2, then the different data is showing here. If I click on 3, then other different data, and on 4 and 5 and so on. Okay, when I click on this 1 again, then the first page data is showing here. This is the overview of the pagination. We will learn about this pagination because it is most widely used in today's world and today's websites, because we have a large amount of data generated in today's world. So let's dive into the project. So first, understand the logic of the pagination. We have a previous button, we have next button, and we have some numbers here. These numbers are generated according to the data. If we have favorite data, then these numbers are 1 or 2 maybe. But if we have a large amount of data, then these numbers are increasing accordingly. Okay, if I click on this next, then the second page is selected. If I again click on next, then the third page is selected. If I click again on the next, then fourth page is selected, and so on. If I click on previous, then the third page is selected. If I click again, second page and first page. So how we can create this? And when I select any page, then the background of that page number is colored. So this is the overview of the logic behind this. So how we can create this using React? Initially, we have all the data here. I just take the previous code of data filtering. You can grab this code from the GitHub repository. The link is given in the description. And if you like the video, do subscribe this channel and share with your friends. So initially we have our data here, only cards, and just go here. I minimize this. In the components, make a new component named Pagination. Okay, and inside this pagination, make 2 files, pagination.jsx, and the second one is pagination.scss. In the scss, I just grab the code. I do not write manually scss code. I just copy and paste the code. Okay, I have all the code here. Now go to the JSX file and write here RAFCE, React Arrow function, and go to the app.jsx and call here pagination. Okay, yeah, it is showing here. After that, what you have to do, just remove this because we use a React fragment here, and inside this make a container and another div. There is pagination, and inside this I have a UL and a list item, and inside this list item I have an anchor tag right here, hash and previous. Now just copy this and write here next, and inside this just write things, for example page number. This is the structure of our pagination. So how we can create pagination? Just before return, write const. We use useState Why we use? Because initially the first page is selected. Okay, so write here current page and set current page. Use state and write here 1 because our first page is selected, so that's why we write here 1. After that, how many cards we have to show on one page? For example, I have to show 10 cards on one page, so write here const cards per page and specify here 10. So the next thing is, what is the last index of the card? What is the last index? The last index of the card is cards per page into current page. This is the card per page. For example, we have cards 10 on one page and the current page. The current page is 1. So 1 multiplied by 10, there is 10. Okay. So these 10 stored in the last index. And what is the first index? First index means how many cards we showed in the previous page. Okay. So write here last index minus cards per page. So this is the first index. After that we have cards. How we can distribute cards in our separate pages. So right here data dot slice, but we don't have any data here. So how we can use this data here, this data inside this. I have this data here and I have to use this data also here. So this is not the best approach that I import that data here also and here also. A concept of props comes into picture. Just go to app.jsx and right here import data from data and pass as an prop here data. Okay, and just right here destructure. Basically we have to destructure this, and now we can use here data dot slice first index and the last index. Okay, after that we have number of pages. These pages are generated according to our data. So right here math dot max and math dot seal and data dot length divided by cards per page, and right here 1. As simple as that. After that we have numbers here, and just destructure our array, and inside this number of pages dot keys and dot map, and right here I for example, or maybe item. I is preferable here. You can write anything you want. I plus 1. So after that just write few functions here. For example, the first function is previous page. For the previous page, when we click on the previous button, then previous page is showing here. How we can set the previous page? Just write here if current page is greater than 1, then set current page minus 1. Just like that. So the next function is const change current page. And how we can change the current page? Just write set current page and page. Just pass page as a parameter here. The last function is const next page. And if current page is less than number of pages, then just set the current page plus 1. These are the functions we use in our list here. So here just write on click previous page, and here just write on click change current page, and here on click just write next page, like that. After this previous, we have to map our numbers here. So how we can map here? Just write numbers dot map and write here value and id, and grab this list inside the map function. Okay, warning, what is the word? Each child in the list should have a unique key. Okay, so just write here class name, and we use something different, curly braces, backticks. Just write here dollar and current page is equals to value, then we have an active class, otherwise nothing, and give here a key, that is id, and here just write value, like that. We have our pagination done, but one problem is here. We have cards and cards are not here. So how we can use cards here from this file to this file? Just import cards, import card, this one, and after the react fragment just write here card and pass these cards as a prop here, cards. Now go to the card.jsx and just remove this import. We don't need this here anymore, and here write cards and just write here cards, like that, and cannot read property of undefined reading map. So we have to do something here. The one small thing there is cards, and this is a small change here. Okay, we have to do. If I go on the website, then we have 10 cards here. Okay, why our styling is not applying here? Go to the pagination. Okay, we don't import our styling, so write here pagination.scss, like that. Okay, we have all the things here, but our first page is not selected. So I just refactor the code, and if I go on the website, and okay, this is selected. But why this is not selected initially? If I refresh the page, okay, this is selected. Initially the first page is selected. If I click on the second page, what is happening here? When I click on this, look, the problem is I just removed this card here. Why? Because we use card here. We can use card here because cards and pagination are on the same level. Okay, understand? So that's the issue. That's why when I click on the page, website is going down. So when I click on this, look, the problem is gone. So this is the logic of the pagination, how we can make pagination in the websites, because this is very important in today's world. We have a large amount of data to show on the website. So practice this 5 to 10 times so that you will understand what is going on here. Okay, that is for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.